Protests erupting at a Mullins Crossing Chick-Fil-A in Evans, Georgia earlier this week when a mother by the name of Samantha McIntosh, well, she was asked by a manager in the store to cover up as she was breastfeeding her 7-month-old daughter in the back of the restaurant. Now, according to witnesses and people that were there inside of the restaurant, they said that it was making some of their kids feel uncomfortable. Others that were eating in the restaurant because McIntosh was sitting there breastfeeding. According to McIntosh, though, she said that she was completely covered up. She had a tank top on. There wasn't any, skin exposed, nothing like that. But somebody complained to the manager in the Chick-fil-A. They came over to McIntosh with a jacket and asked her to put the jacket on to cover herself. She wasn't happy about that whatsoever. She stopped breastfeeding at that point. She was then asked by her 9-year-old niece that why people would feel so offended about the way that you're feeding the baby. It was at that point that they left the restaurant. They went home. McIntosh takes to social media to write about the experience which took place at Chick-fil-A, which, by the way, in the state of Georgia, it is completely fine. You can breastfeed, anywhere you go. It's completely within the law for not only McIntosh, but anybody to do that. Now, she got all this support on social media. This was on Tuesday earlier in the week. In fact, over 36 moms, including McIntosh, then go back to the Chick-fil-A later that day to protest the manager, coming up and asking her to cover up, essentially saying you're offending people. If you can't do that, we're gonna have to ask you to leave. But then they're holding what they're calling a nurse in, coming there not only eating, but then breastfeeding their children right there in the Chick-fil-A. I mean, one woman saying that, she would have even, got in front of that manager's face and started breastfeeding her child right in front of the manager. I mean, that's a little bit extreme, okay? But an apology did come in from Chick-fil-A about this. Jason Adams chiming in on Wednesday saying, they offer their deepest apologies to McIntosh for the behavior, the way that they treated her in this situation. They're offering forgiveness, everything like that. McIntosh was interviewed, said that she just wants to use this as an opportunity to educate people, and that, this is perfectly normal. We did nothing wrong here. And then they talked about the fact you're supposed to be a Christian company and everything like that, and, promote family values. Although I could get into Chick-fil-A, they've strayed away from that. I've done videos on that, but I'll just stick to the topic here with the breastfeeding. So whether or not she was fully covered or wasn't, who really knows for sure. But I'm curious to see what you guys think about this. Let me know in the comments section. Maybe you've been in a situation where you've been around a mom who's been breastfeeding before. Does it bother you? Does it not bother you? Either way, what do you think about what McIntosh did here, the protest at the Chick-fil-A in Evans, Georgia? Curious to know your thoughts. Guys, please give the video here a like, share it across all of your platforms, subscribe, hit the bell, enable notifications, support me on Patreon, patreon.com/conservative truth, link in the description. $5 a month will sponsor what I do here if you guys enjoy these YouTubes that I bring to you on a daily basis. Also, you can get the bonus content, all the podcasts that I do, where I go more in-depth about subjects. We talk more about really sensitive subjects that YouTube doesn't like us conservatives to say. It's all up there for you now. You can listen to it whenever you want. I'll be back with more. You guys take care. Please be safe out there. God bless each and every single one of you, and I will talk with you soon.